What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and this is part 2 of a multi-part video series breaking down for you guys the roadmap to financial independence and retiring early. Quick little reminder, I quit the rat race at age 31 as a CPA because of my real estate portfolio and because of my focus on reaching financial independence, retiring early as fast as possible. At age 25, I made a commitment to myself that I'd retire by the age of 35 and actually got to do it 4 years early because of that. So I had a 6-year plan, but I actually believe you guys can do it in as little as 5 years if you're committed to it and you follow a lot of the tips and tricks that we're going to cover in today's video. Reminder, guys, this is based upon an ebook that I put together, 20 pages, completely free. Go to mattmckeever.com. You can download it, or if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the video description down below. Really encourage you guys, check it out, inform yourself, get control of your personal financial lives, and really just get in the driver's seat and drive your way to financial independence. All right, so when we're talking about the goal of FIRE, really the goal is to be able to live forever without ever needing to make money or have a day job again. So we're essentially talking about either having enough in savings or enough passive income to be able to meet your needs and want indefinitely, or at least with a high probability of success. That's really the core crux when it comes to financial independence and retiring early. Now, there's really only 3 steps that you need to follow in order to be able to FIRE at a really young age. This is the ready, aim, fire approach. So first, we need to determine what your needs are. What is your monthly spending that you need to cover for the rest of your life? Secondly, you need to save up 300 times those monthly expenses, or you need to develop passive income to cover monthly expenses. You can FIRE, drop mic, and you're good to go. So again, a quick reminder, it's 300 times monthly spending that we need to save up if we're going to just say invest in a broad basket of investments in the stock market. Again, this is based upon the Trinity study. We'll do a whole separate video on the Trinity study and why that 300 times monthly savings rate is so important. But just understand that's really the magic number that a lot of people focus on reaching financial independence and retiring early. That's really their North Star. That's the big goal that they're aiming for. Now, this sounds simple, but understand your friends and family, there's a really good chance they're not going to get it. And while they may have good intentions, the advice they give you is just that. Honestly, we need to be really careful about who we take advice from, or ideally, I like to call it counsel. So understand those in your life will always, should at least hopefully, have good intentions, but really they may not have had experiences, or they may not have the knowledge to be able to inform us correctly of what's the right choice to make. So when I'm thinking about who I want to take advice or counsel from, I want to take it from someone that's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I really want them to have already succeeded where I'm aiming to go, or for them to have failed and be sharing their lessons with me. Now, if they're just giving me their opinions, that's really all they are, and they're not worth much. Now, let's break down how to identify the difference between advice and counsel. Understand, advice is coming based upon feelings or intuition. It's some fuzzy gut feeling they have that they can't really base any logic or reason behind. It's often very opinion-based as well, and usually it's oriented towards the drama of the situation rather than really focusing on the data. As well, one other way to identify if you're getting advice versus counsel is the giver will be upset if you don't follow their advice. That's usually not the case when we're taking counsel. So understand, counsel comes from someone that's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It's based upon their personal experiences. They've got facts or stories that they've experienced themselves that back up what they're talking about. As well, it's oriented towards data of the situation, not the drama. And finally, the giver wants you to consider their counsel. They're not demanding that you take their advice. And this is really important to understand, because if someone's emotions are involved when they're giving us advice or counsel, we shouldn't be taking it, because this is our lives. This is actually a really important decision for you to be making if you decide to get control of your personal financial journey. And I really applaud you for doing it, but understand those in your life may not give you the same permission that some random YouTuber is willing to do. Again, this isn't saying that they don't have good intentions. They do have good intentions. However, their advice is based upon opinions and not experience, where we need to, if we want to succeed at life and definitely succeed at FIRE, we need to take advice from people who have been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. One of the things that's sure to come up if you start talking with your friends or family about the idea of financial independence and retiring early is what if, what if, what if? Now, this came up when I was investing in real estate, as well as when I told people I wanted to retire at the age of 35. And you should have seen their faces when I actually retired at the age of 31. So I do understand that this will be a challenge, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say it's impossible, that you're absolutely crazy. But one of the great things that's happened over the last 10 years is the internet and YouTube and social media. Now at least you can see other crazy individuals like yourself that are actually doing the impossible. Now, once I retired, I did decide to go on and start a bunch of businesses, but that was from what I called my financial fortress of solitude. So essentially it was a decision now to go and work more because it's personally satisfying and exciting for me. It's no longer something that I'm forced to do. And that's really a big distinguishing factor, in my opinion, when it comes to judging whether you're actually in control of your personal financial life. One other argument that often comes up when we start sharing these ideas with our friends and family is they're going to talk about the sacrifices you're making. They're going to say that you're sacrificing too much, that you're not having a good life if you're not going out to the bar every Friday or Saturday night. They're going to say that you're sacrificing by not driving a new car and buying a used car, or God forbid you actually bike to work or take the bus. Again, they may have good intentions, but what they're actually talking about is, from their perspective, it would be a sacrifice. For me, when it's a decision, I'm in control of my life, and this is what I want, right? The same way that I wanted to go start a business, I was in control so I could make that decision. Again, you can get to FIRE and decide to never quit your job. It's not about having to quit your job. It's about having the choice to never have to take bullshit at your job again. As well, if you love your job, understand you may never want to quit your job, but your job may quit you. Your company could get acquired, or some sort of black swan event like COVID could happen and your business has to shut down. Again, if we're in control of our financial destiny because we've already fired or built up the assets necessary to be able to cover our expenses indefinitely, well, we're going to be in the driver's seat for the rest of our lives. That's a really powerful position to be in. It's a position I want every one of you, the viewers, to be in. So if you guys are interested in learning more about this, reminder, this is based upon a completely free ebook. I wrote 20 pages together. Hope you guys enjoy it. There'll be a link in the video description down below. Go grab it, or you can always find it at mattmckeever.com. Again, I just want to help you guys because when I originally started this journey, there was a lot of well-intended friends and family that told me I was completely batshit crazy. And that was very intimidating for a 25-year-old, right? Here's 50, 60, 70-year-olds telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, it can't be done, and there's no way I'll retire in 10 years. Well, they were right, because it was actually 6 years rather than 10, but that was the only piece of their entire point that they were right about. And it would have been really unfortunate, in my opinion, if I wasn't as stubborn as I was, if I wasn't just willing to just ignore their advice. So I hope that by sharing my story and sharing this ebook, we encourage a lot more people to go out and get control of their financial journeys, because you're going to do a lot better things once you're in control. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel. And this is part 2 of a multi-part series. So if you haven't seen part 1, go back and watch it as well. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, because part 3 will be coming out soon.